somebody in the nearby small airport that likes to fly at night. I think Glasgow probably looks very pretty at night time from above. The planes from here normally take off and go north to Loch Lomond, and they circle round Loch Lomond and Glasgow before coming back to land. How are you, sleepyhead? Good. Are you comfortable lying on my lap like this? Good. You can see my lipstick all over my tea. I'm drinking raspberry leaf tea today. I really enjoy it. I like to change what type of tea to have, and this one has got lots of antioxidants which are really good for you. So I'm drinking it for my health. And you can find antioxidants in things like berries, strawberries, blueberries, raspberries, even avocado, oranges. I'm going to make you a special tea today though, while I help you sleep. I have some different things I'm going to pop in, different to what you've ever had before, to help you sleep, because I know you said that you've been struggling to sleep recently. So don't worry, I've got you covered. We're gonna make you a special sleep tea. And you're all comfortable here, so if you feel sleepy at any point, just close your eyes, okay? And just go to sleep. I'll stay here, and I'll just gently stroke your hair all night long. And you'll wake up in the morning feeling super relaxed and fresh, ready for the day, okay? So don't think about anything that you've got to do this week. Don't think about any situations, just forget them all. This is your time to relax and unwind. Okay, I'm gonna pop this here. There we go. I'm trying to be super quiet so that I don't disturb you with any loud noises. I think we ought to light candles first. You know that I like to light candles first, don't you? I have two today. One of them is to relax you with sound, and one of them is to relax you with scent. So this is the scent one that I have today. It is sea salt and sage. It's a hand-poured scented candle with soy wax. It's in here, look. You can see that I've used it before. Smell that. It smells amazing. So good, and I just think that scent reminds you of the seaside or summertime. It's also the scent that you find in like a spa and all that jazz. I think will definitely help you feel relaxed. Okay, and then the second one you'll be familiar with is this one, my trilogy one. We've used quite a bit already. We're almost down to the white. So this was 3 colours. It was like a darker blue, then a lighter blue, and now it's a white. And they have different scents, and it crackles as if it's like a fireplace. So all of the scents in this are super calming. I haven't been able to find out exactly what is in this scent-wise, but if you smell, it complements the sea salt one. It's very similar. Reminds me of like a retreat by the sea. You can almost smell the sea air in there. It's super fresh. It's that kind of scent that you smell when you go into hotel lobbies abroad, that sort of thing. So I think they'll both be nice, but this one is for the sound. Okay, so I'm going to move this. I have a spoon here for your tea. I'm going to set these both here. Okay, and I have these extra long matches. You can hear the plane again. It's coming back. It doesn't take long. Here it is. Flying around at night time. Sometimes here the northern lights come down so far that you can see them. Maybe they're going to go and see the northern lights. Have you ever seen the northern lights before? They are beautiful. Okay. There we are. Shapes of the smoke. So this is our special little one for this end, and you can hear the crackling already. We're just going to move these ever so gently out of the way. Right beside you, okay? Pretty. I love the kind of flickering of candles in the background. It's so nice. This tea is so good. Okay, I think you're ready for your tea as well. So things for your tea. So inside this is boiling hot water. Okay, it's very hot, and it has nothing in it. You can see it's just completely clear. Okay. And this is what we're going to put the loose tea leaves in and diffuse it into the hot water. So if I set this here, today I'm going to be doing a hot cinnamon and lavender tea for you. Interesting, right? So it's a warm tea and it will help heat you up but also make you feel sleepy. So the hot cinnamon we're gonna do 2 parts hot cinnamon and 1 part lavender, and it will taste delicious, I promise you. And I know it's quite a wintry drink, and it's not yet winter, no, it's nearing the end of summer. But I think cozy drinks just make you feel cozy and relaxed, and I think that's just what you need tonight. So in here it looks like this. It's sort of a mixture of tea and little cinnamon bits in it. We're just going to give it a good mix so we don't get too much cinnamon or too little cinnamon. So 2 parts. We have this here. Okay. There we go. I think that's the cinnamon. That's lavender. I was working out which one was which. Okay. And then we have the lavender. And it smells amazing. So we're going to do 1 part lavender, and then we're going to mix them. Okay, like this. So we want to mix this. It all mixed together in here. So then we're gonna get this. We're gonna take off the top. It's still steaming. I'm gonna gently pop this in, like so, and immediately this starts to fuse with the water. Can you see that? It's starting to turn colours. So we're gonna set this back on top, and we're gonna let it keep changing colour and brew. And don't worry, it doesn't need to brew for long before it's ready. I brought you this mug today. This is a little giraffe from Denver Zoo. I acquired this maybe 5 years ago now. It's been a while. My very first time in Denver. I was there for 10 days, and I tried to visit lots of different places, and I went to the zoo, and I wanted to bring back something to remind me, so I got this cute little giraffe mug from Denver Zoo. So we're going to use this for you because I think it's cute. And while that's nicely bruised, I'm going to give you a really delicate scalp massage, and then I'll pour you your tea. So I had the most amazing scalp, neck and shoulder massage this week. It was my friend's birthday, and we went for a spa day in the afternoon, and we each got a 25-minute treatment. neck, shoulder, and back. You could have scalp, neck, and shoulder. You could have a facial. You could have a special foot massage. And I went for the scalp, neck, and shoulder, and it was heavenly. So I thought, I'm gonna do it for you today. This is just our standard coconut oil. I'm just going to mix it in. Okay. So we're just gonna start here on this side. Very gently. Just push on your temples very gently. We'll do the other side. On your temples there as well. Hold. I do both. I reckon that your tea will be ready. So let's have a look. Look at that. That is absolutely ready for you. Okay. is the most beautiful smell of cinnamon and lavender. Delicious here. I'll set this here for you. There we are. And then you can just let me know when you want some sips. It's a little bit hot just now, isn't it? Yes. Okay, well, how about let's imagine you're somewhere else and I will read you a bedtime story. So, let's imagine you are, we think, just somewhere far away from everybody else, somewhere so remote. Sun is shining, you're nice and warm, just right. You're lying down, gazing at the clear blue sky. Breathe in and out. Breathe in and out. And breathe in and out. There. Okay. Are you ready? It's just a little story. It's called The Spindle, the Shuttle and the Needle, and it's by the Grimm brothers. Okay. There was once a girl whose father and mother died when she was still a little child. All alone in a small house at the end of the village dwelt her godmother, who supported herself by spinning, weaving, and sewing. The old woman took the forlorn child to live with her, kept her to her work, and educated her in all that is good. When the girl was 15, the old woman became ill, called the child to her bedside, and said, "Dear daughter, I feel my end is drawing near. I leave you the little house which will protect you from wind and weather, and my spindle, shuttle, and needle with which you can earn your bread." Then she laid her hands on the girl's head, blessed her, and said, "Only preserve the love of God in your heart, and all will go well with you." Thereupon she closed her eyes, and when she was laid in the earth, the maiden followed the coffin, weeping bitterly, and paid her the last mark of respect. And now the maiden lived quite alone in the little house, and was industrious, and span, wove, and sewed, and the blessings of the good old women was all on that she did. It seemed as if the flax in the room increased of its own accord, and whenever she wove a piece of cloth or carpet, or handmade a shirt, she at once found a buyer who paid her amply for it, so that she was in the want of nothing, and even had something to share with others. About this time the son of the king was travelling about the country looking for a bride. He was not to choose a poor one, and did not want to have a rich one. So he said, "She shall be my wife who is the poorest, and at the same time the richest." When he came to the village where the maiden dwelt, he inquired, as he did wherever he went, who was the richest and also the poorest girl in the place. They first named the richest. The poorest, they said, was the girl who lived in the small house quite at the end of the village. The rich girl was sitting in all her splendour before the door of her house, and when the prince approached her, she got up, went to meet him, and made him a low curtsy. He looked at her, said nothing, and rode on. When he came to the house of the poor girl, she was not standing at the door, but sitting in her little room, He stopped his horse and saw through the window, on which the bright sun was shining, the girl sitting at her spinning wheel, busily spinning. She looked up, and when she saw the prince was gazing in, blushed all over her face, let her eyes fall, and went on spinning. I do not know whether, just at that moment, the thread was quite even, but she went on spinning until the king's son had ridden away. Then she stepped to the window, opened it, and said, "It is so warm in this room." But she still looked after him as long as she could see the white feathers in his hat. Then she sat down to work again in her own room, and went on spinning, and a saying which the old woman had often repeated when she was sitting at her work came into her mind, and she sang those words to herself: "Spindle, my spindle, haste, haste thee away. Here to my house bring the wooer, I pray." And what do you think happened? The spindle sprang out of her hand in an instant and out of the door, and when in her astonishment she got up and looked after it, she saw that it was dancing out merrily in the open country and drawing a shining gold thread after it. Before long it had entirely vanished from her sight. As she now had no spindle, the girl took the weaver's shuttle in her hand, sat down to her loom, and began to weave. The spindle, however, danced continually onward, and just as the thread came to an end, reached the prince. "What do I see?" he cried. "The spindle certainly wants to show me the way." He turned his horse about and rode back with the golden thread. The girl was, however, sitting at her work, singing, "Shuttle, my shuttle, weave well this day, and guide the wooer to me, I pray." Immediately the shuttle sprang out of her hand and out of the door. Before the threshold, however, it began to weave a carpet, which was more beautiful than the eyes of man had ever yet beheld. Lilies and roses blossomed on both sides of it, and on a golden ground in the centre green branches ascended, under which bounded hares and rabbits. Stags and deer stretched their heads in between them. Brightly coloured birds were sitting in the branches above. They lacked nothing but the gift of song. The shuttle leapt hither and thither, and everything seemed to grow of its own accord. As the shuttle had run away, the girl sat down to sew. She had the needle in her hand and sang, "Needle, my needle, a sharp pointed and fine, prepare for the wooer this house of mine." Then the needle leapt from her fingers and flew everywhere about the room as quick as lightning. It was just as if invisible spirits were working. They covered tables and benches with green cloth in an instant, and the chairs were velvet and hung the windows with silken curtains. Hardly had the needle put in the last stitch than the maiden saw through the window the white feathers of the prince, whom the spindle had brought thither by golden thread. He alighted, stepped over the carpet into the house, and when he entered the room, there stood the maiden in her poor garments, but she shone out from them like a rose surrounded by leaves. "You are the poorest and also the richest," said he to her. "Come with me, you shall be my bride." She did not speak, but she gave him her hand. Then he kissed her, led her forth, lifted her onto his horse, and took her to the royal castle, where the wedding was solemnized with great rejoicings. The spindle, shuttle, and needle were preserved in the treasure chamber and held in great honor. The end. That's such a random one. I don't think that was ever made into a fairy tale. A lot of the Grimm brothers stories were. Okay, let's just give you a little more one of these. And then we're going to say sweet dreams, because I can see that you have almost closed your eyes and are ready.